Welcome back to NYSE TV Live. I'm Ashley Mastronardi. So when thinking about retirement, you may imagine yourself relaxing on the sunny beaches of Florida or California. However, a new study by Bankrate says the #1 state to retire is New Hampshire. Joining me now on this is Stephen Cates. He's a financial analyst with Bankrate. Stephen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So first off, how did Bankrate collect this data?
So what's different about this analysis is we based our methodology on the real responses from Americans who told us what their biggest priorities were when they're choosing a state to relocate to in retirement.
Okay, so why did New Hampshire come out on top?
So everyone is a little bit surprised about New Hampshire, but New Hampshire ranked in the top 10 in 5 of the 8 categories and in the top half in 7 of those 8 categories. They were #1 in safety, #5 in healthcare, #6 in taxes, #7 in people of a similar age. They did very well, really across the board.
You know, when you think of retiring, people usually go to warmer states like Florida and California. Why did those rank so low on the list?
So a few different reasons, and different states had different categories of disadvantage. You take a place like Florida. Florida didn't do very well in affordability, and their weather ranking, where they should really shine, does very poorly because of the natural disasters. And really any state on the Gulf had a big disadvantage because of the hurricane risk. In a state like California, although it's wonderful in weather, #1 in the country in our weather ranking, affordability, taxes, people of a similar age ranked very poorly.
All right, so people may assume that retirement planning is just about cost of living and weather, but what does this study reveal about other lifestyle factors that retirees should consider?
Well, I think people always get anchored to weather. You know, they want warm weather, sunny weather, but that might bring you to a location or attract you, but it isn't the day-to-day lifestyle that you're going to actually be living, and that's what's going to keep you somewhere and keep you happy. If you don't have access to the kind of entertainment you want, if it's hard to walk around, if it's hard to get places, or really if it's just unaffordable and hard to actually live the life you want to live, then you're not going to be happy there. And those are the things that we tried to capture in this study.
All right, so for someone starting to plan their retirement, what is your top advice based on this year's findings?
Well, people need to think about themselves personally. There's more to financial planning than just figuring out how to turn your portfolio into income. You have to think about what is the lifestyle that you want to have? What are the things that you want to do and where you want to spend your time? And, categories like safety, access to healthcare are going to be really important for retirees. So people need to think honestly and intentionally about what's most important to them, because it might not be that they rank things the way we do. But all of these individual categories are going to be relevant and important to people. So they should take a look at this and see where they rank in their personal, sort of stack rank.
And Stephen, when do you think people should start thinking about retirement and planning for retirement?
Really yesterday. You should do it as soon as possible. There's really no time that's too early to at least start thinking about how you're going to be approaching either your savings for retirement or the implementation of retirement. I think that one of the things that's benefited Gen Z, really our youngest generation in the workforce, is they are excellent at retirement savings. And that's going to serve them very well over a very long career, especially as we might have a bit of tumult with, AI and other issues, rocking the job market in the next, decade or so.
Thank you, Stephen Cates, financial analyst with Bankrate. Earlier this summer,